Welcome to Elevated Understanding. Chosen one, the moment of raw truth has arrived. After enduring in silence for far too long, this person is finally turning to you with a complete, unfiltered story. They're fed up, pushed beyond their breaking point, and ready to reveal directly to your face exactly how the hatred began. You're about to hear firsthand what really happened behind closed doors. Every manipulative tactic, every jealous action, every calculated move that sparked this toxic situation. All of it will be exposed to you without holding anything back. Mark these words. This person will appear when you least expect it. They'll recognize you immediately. Your energy signature is unmistakable to them now. The facade they once maintained in the presence of your detractors has crumbled completely. No performance remains possible. They've witnessed the dark underbelly of conspiracy. They've sat in rooms where your name became a trigger for venom. They've heard the fabrications, the calculated misrepresentations designed to diminish your light. And something within them, something primal and true, rejected the poison they were expected to swallow. What comes next will validate everything your intuition has whispered to you during sleepless nights. The vague discomfort you felt around certain people, the subtle shift in energy when you entered specific spaces, the inexplicable coldness that replaced warmth without apparent cause. Your internal guidance system never malfunctioned. It detected precisely what was hidden from your conscious awareness. The revelation will expose the exact moment your authentic power triggered their insecurity. While you focused on elevation and growth, they gathered in shadowed corners to dissect your existence. Your momentum forward became their obsession. Your success, that promotion, that recognition, that relationship, that creative breakthrough, landed like a thunderbolt in their carefully constructed reality. Your genuine joy about your achievements was twisted and distorted. They painted you as someone celebrating their misfortunes, when in truth, you were simply embracing your own blessings. The messenger will describe how they watched your social media posts being deliberately misinterpreted, how your excited announcement about a new opportunity was simultaneously screenshotted and shared among a group with poisonous commentary, how your expression of gratitude for your blessings was reframed as flaunting, how your moments of inspiration were labeled as showing off. The screenshots still exist. The message threads remain archived. The evidence of this systematic distortion waits to be revealed. The revelation will expose how they created an elaborate mythology around your intentions. They assigned you motives you never possessed. They attributed to you a calculating nature completely foreign to your authentic being. They convinced themselves and attempted to convince others that behind your genuine expression lurked dark, ulterior motives. They needed this fiction to justify their response to you. Without this manufactured villain, their actions would stand revealed as the unprovoked attacks they truly were. This fundamental lie became their foundation. They built an entire narrative on this falsified premise, that your rising required their falling, that your victories somehow engineered their defeats. This backward logic gave them permission to launch a campaign against you without confronting their own inadequacy. The messenger will reveal names, dates, specific conversations, messages exchanged about you, plans formulated with meticulous attention to detail. They'll expose the architect behind it all, the primary force who channeled general discomfort into focused aggression. This ringleader recognized your authentic power before anyone else and understood you represented an existential threat to their illusion of superiority. The campaign against you operated with strategic precision. They understood attacking you directly would only highlight your strength. Instead, they worked to destabilize the environment around you. First came the subtle undermining, casual comments designed to plant seeds of doubt about your character. Have you noticed how they always don't you think it's strange that something feels off about the way these linguistic weapons deployed with surgical precision, creating microscopic fractures in your relationships? Then came the more coordinated efforts. The messenger will describe meetings where your name became the focal point, how they analyzed your movements, your social media presence, your connections, how they identified your strongest alliances and targeted those specifically. How they celebrated when they detected distance growing between you and your supporters. They monitored your progress with obsessive attention, waiting for moments of vulnerability. When you experience natural setbacks or challenges, they amplified these struggles through their network. Your temporary difficulties became evidence of your true nature in their distorted narrative. Most insidiously, they work to create no-win scenarios, situations carefully constructed where any response from you would be interpreted negatively. Speak up. You're aggressive and difficult. Stay silent. You're guilt-ridden and avoidant. Show emotion. You're unstable and reactive. Remain composed. You're cold and calculating. Their methods created a funhouse mirror effect. Everything about you became distorted, unrecognizable. The person they described shared your name but existed only in their fabricated reality. Look, you already know the game is rigged, and if you're paying attention, you know the walls are closing in. So let's talk about what we're doing about it. When you live by the day at the market's command, where profit and property rule the land, to be heard, to be held, to be dealt a fair, these are the things that a people demand. And we hear you. The obsidian inner order has paywalls, yes. Those who stand with us, who fuel this mission, they give us ammunition to fight the archons, to push back against the machine, to go deeper, to uncover more. And as our thank you, paid members get access to a 1-hour live, personalized weekly group tarot reading, guidance, insight, and clarity for the road ahead. But kicking a man for being down on the floor? That's something we cannot ignore. That's why, starting today, you can steal the Astral Atom exclusive daily newsletter for free. No paywall, no catch. Just join the Patreon free tier, link in the description. This is the start of our conversation with you, and it's bi-directional. You can reply to any email we send you. We'll read it, we'll hear you, and we'll do our best to get an answer to you from the universe itself. If you can support, we need you. If you can't, take what's free. The Obsidian Inner Order is open. Now let's get back to work. The messenger's revelation will confirm what you've sensed all along. You were never targeted for what you did. You were targeted for what you are. Your authentic presence functioned as a spiritual mirror, reflecting back to them everything they've attempted to deny within themselves. Your capacity for joy highlighted their inner emptiness. Your genuine connections emphasized their superficial relationships. Your creative expression reminded them of their own abandoned gifts. Your discernment threatened their carefully maintained facades. You recognized incongruence between words and energy. You sensed manipulation beneath friendly overtures. You detected insincerity masked as concern. This natural ability to perceive beyond surface appearances made you dangerous to those relying on deception. Most significantly, your unwillingness to compromise your essence terrified them. In a social ecosystem built on performance and people-pleasing, your authentic self-expression represented a revolutionary act. By simply being, you challenged the underlying agreement to prioritize acceptance over truth. Your light, not deliberately aimed at anyone, naturally illuminated shadows they preferred to keep hidden. Your growth triggered their stagnation. Your abundance highlighted their scarcity mindset. Your freedom emphasized their self-imposed limitations. The revelation will expose this fundamental truth. Their campaign against you was never personal. You represented an existential threat to a way of being they weren't prepared to relinquish. Throughout this shadowed period, cosmic forces maintained vigilant protection around your energy field. The messenger will describe moments when plans against you inexplicably collapsed, times when their carefully orchestrated scenarios unraveled at the final moment, occasions when their expected allies suddenly withdrew support. What appeared as simple coincidence or luck was in fact divine intervention. Unseen guardians disrupted their efforts with precision and purpose. Messages meant to harm you never arrived. Opportunities they attempted to block found alternate pathways to reach you. People they tried to turn against you maintained inexplicable loyalty despite the pressure applied. The spiritual warfare launched against you encountered formidable cosmic resistance. Your detractors found themselves fighting not just against a single human being, but against universal forces aligned with authentic expression and truth. This protection never removed challenges completely. That would have deprived you of necessary growth. Instead, it ensured that no attack succeeded beyond your capacity to transform it into wisdom. Each attempt to diminish you ultimately strengthened your connection to your authentic power. The messenger will reveal how your detractors grew increasingly frustrated as their efforts yielded diminishing returns. How their confusion escalated when tactics that worked reliably on others proved ineffective against your energetic field. How they eventually escalated to more desperate measures, each more revealing of their true nature than the last. Now comes the most dramatic portion of the revelation: the current state of those who orchestrated this campaign against you. Their unified front has fractured completely. Former allies now view each other with suspicion and hostility. The loyalty once reserved for attacking you has turned inward, creating an environment of paranoia and accusation. They now witness in each other the very behaviors they projected onto you. The infighting escalates daily. Accusations fly regarding who said what to whom. Arguments erupt over who bears responsibility for failed attacks against you. Blame shifts constantly as they search for reasons why their coordinated efforts yielded nothing but their own downfall. Text messages, previously filled with strategic planning against you, now overflow with recrimination and defensiveness. Group chats, once vibrant with activity, sit abandoned or splinter into smaller factions. Alliances reform and dissolve within days. Trust has evaporated completely, replaced by hypervigilance and suspicion. The messenger will describe witnessing explosive confrontations, public scenes where carefully maintained masks slipped, revealing the true nature of relationships once presented as supportive and genuine. Private meltdowns where facades cracked completely, exposing the hollow core beneath polished exteriors. These moments of rupture increase in frequency and intensity as pressure builds within their crumbling structure. The architect of the campaign experiences the most severe consequences. Their carefully constructed reality crumbles daily. What began as occasional setbacks has accelerated into consistent catastrophe. Professional opportunities dissolve, relationships deteriorate, financial stability wavers, health concerns emerge without apparent cause. The physical manifestations of their spiritual corruption become increasingly visible. Skin conditions erupt without medical explanation. Sleep disturbances intensify despite pharmaceutical intervention. Cognitive function deteriorates. Memory gaps, concentration lapses, word-finding difficulties. Their energetic field, once artificially enhanced through taking from others, now collapses inward upon itself, creating a vacuum that pulls their physical vitality into its depths. Their desperate attempts to maintain appearances consume increasing energy while yielding diminishing results. The disparity between their public facade and private reality grows wider by the day. Maintaining this performance requires pharmaceutical assistance, artificial stimulation, numbing substances. Most disturbing to them, the growing awareness that their campaign against you coincided precisely with the beginning of their decline. Some part of them, buried beneath layers of denial, recognizes the correlation between attacking your light and the dimming of their own. The messenger will describe witnessing their private moments of terror. The 3 a.m. panic, when sleep proves elusive and the weight of consequence feels most oppressive. The growing recognition that something fundamental has broken in their reality, something beyond their capacity to repair. Their increasingly desperate attempts to identify external causes for their internal collapse lead nowhere. Each new scapegoat provides temporary relief before revealing itself as another dead end. The truth they cannot face stalks them relentlessly. They themselves created the current chaos through their actions against you. This messenger approaches you now because the cosmic timing has reached perfect alignment. Had they attempted this revelation earlier, you might have been unprepared to receive it. The information might have derailed your healing process or tempted you toward vibrational matches with those who targeted you. Your energy field now vibrates at a frequency that can receive this information without absorption. You can witness the revelation without becoming entangled in its lower frequencies. You've developed the spiritual maturity to understand without engaging, to know without reacting. This timing serves another purpose: maximum impact for your vindication. The messenger arrives precisely when your detractors can no longer control the narrative. Their facades have deteriorated beyond repair. Their methods have become visible to a wider audience. Their credibility has been compromised through their own actions. The revelation now serves as confirmation rather than information. It provides external validation for what your internal guidance system has already processed. It offers closure rather than opening new wounds. When this messenger finds you, and they will find you, receive their words as the universe's gift to your spirit. This revelation brings multiple forms of completion and opening. First, complete vindication, external confirmation that your perceptions were accurate, your boundaries were justified, your concerns were legitimate, the validation that you weren't too sensitive, or imagining things, or overreacting. The acknowledgement that your reality was deliberately manipulated by those who benefited from your self-doubt. Second, energetic closure. The revelation completes an energetic circuit that has remained open in your field. It provides the missing information that your system needed to fully process and integrate the experience. This completion allows for final release of any remnant energies still tied to the situation. Third, liberation from lingering self-questioning. Even as you've moved forward, microscopic hooks from this experience may have remained embedded in your energy field, occasionally triggering moments of second-guessing. The revelation removes these final hooks, allowing for complete energetic sovereignty. Fourth, reclamation of any power inadvertently left in these dynamics. The clarity provided by the revelation enables you to identify and retrieve any fragments of your energy still entangled in these past situations. This reclamation results in a noticeable increase in your manifestation capacity and creative flow. Finally, the revelation provides confirmation of your spiritual protection. It demonstrates in undeniable terms that forces beyond the visible realm have maintained consistent vigilance over your journey. This confirmation strengthens your trust in divine guidance and cosmic support. Beyond the personal dynamics, this entire experience carries profound spiritual significance. You were selected for this challenge precisely because your light possesses extraordinary resilience and transformative potential. Your soul contracted for this specific initiation before incarnation, recognizing its value for both personal evolution and collective service. The opposition you faced wasn't random misfortune, but a carefully designed spiritual curriculum, chosen by your higher self to activate latent abilities and accelerate your awakening timeline. What appeared as human malice operated within a larger framework of divine orchestration, serving purposes, extending far beyond the awareness of those who considered themselves your opponents. The cosmic forces overseeing Earth's ascension process identified your specific light signature as essential to the planetary grid recalibration currently underway. Your frequency carries codes necessary for the activation of dormant DNA potentials within the collective field. The targeting you experience served to pressure test these codes under extreme conditions, confirming their stability and resilience before wider distribution through morphogenetic fields connecting all consciousness. Lesser lights would have dimmed under such coordinated opposition. Average frequencies would have distorted to match the lower vibrations directed toward them. Typical consciousness would have absorbed the projections and begun manifesting the very qualities falsely attributed to them. Your light refused reduction, your frequency maintained integrity, your consciousness rejected foreign programming. This resistance wasn't ego-driven defiance, but soul-level adherence to authentic expression. You didn't fight against their perception. You simply continued being your truth, despite external pressure to become their projection. This steadfastness served a purpose beyond your personal journey. It created ripple effects through collective consciousness. It demonstrated the power of authentic presence against coordinated opposition. It provided a template for spiritual sovereignty that others will follow, often without conscious awareness of your pioneering energy. The coming revelation confirms you've completed this spiritual assignment with extraordinary success. What appeared as personal attack was, in fact, a cosmic initiation. What felt like isolation was specialized training. What seemed like random cruelty was carefully calibrated challenge, designed to activate dormant spiritual capabilities. When this messenger appears, whether through direct contact or synchronistic communication, receive them with centered awareness. Their information is valuable, but their energy carries residue from the environments they're describing. Maintain your energetic boundaries while accepting their revelation. Listen completely before responding. Allow them the full unburdening they seek. Their need to share this information serves their healing as much as your closure. Their courage in breaking ranks deserves acknowledgement, even as you maintain appropriate distance from any lingering drama. Resist the temptation to seek additional details beyond what they volunteer. Excessive curiosity could re-entangle you in energetic dynamics you've worked diligently to transcend. Receive what is offered without diving deeper into specifics that serve no constructive purpose. Most importantly, maintain your higher perspective throughout this interaction. This messenger brings confirmation of what you already know at soul level. Their information adds detail to your understanding, but changes nothing about your spiritual direction or personal truth. Once this revelation completes, allow it to process through your energy field naturally. Resist analyzing or revisiting the information repeatedly, which only extends its residence in your field. Trust your system's natural ability to extract the valuable essence while releasing the denser elements. The revelation represents the final chapter of this particular soul lesson, not the beginning of a new focus. It provides closure, not invitation for engagement. It confirms the past without claiming energy from your future. After integration, perform a conscious release ritual aligned with your spiritual practice. This might involve elements like water, fire, earth, or air to symbolize the complete transmutation of these experiences into wisdom. The specific method matters less than the intentional marking of completion. Then turn your attention fully toward the expanded horizon now visible before you. With these final energetic ties severed, your manifestation capacity reaches unprecedented levels. Creative downloads accelerate, intuitive guidance sharpens, synchronistic support increases. Divine timing aligns more precisely with your intentions. The energy previously required to maintain boundaries against opposition now becomes available for construction rather than defense. The attention once needed for discernment of manipulation can redirect toward recognition of opportunity. The spiritual resources previously allocated to protection now fuel expansion. As the messenger delivers their revelation, maintain awareness of the most profound truth in this entire situation. What was meant to destroy you, it has instead revealed your indestructibility. Every attempt to diminish your light forced you to identify its true source. Each effort to isolate you strengthened your connection to divine companionship. Every attack against your character clarified your values and authentic expression. All energy directed toward your destruction ultimately served your spiritual construction. Your detractors inadvertently became your most dedicated, if unwitting, spiritual teachers. Through opposition, they revealed your resilience. Through rejection, they directed you toward genuine belonging. Through misrepresentation, they clarified your authentic expression. This does not place any obligation on you toward them, nor does it require you to offer forgiveness before you are truly ready. It merely recognizes the cosmic alchemy that turns all experiences, even the most difficult, into fuel for the evolution of an awakening consciousness. The messenger arrives now as the final affirmation of what has already been completed in higher realms. The energetic conclusion occurred before this physical revelation. Your spiritual victory was secured well before this earthly confirmation came into view. Receive the messenger's message as the universe's applause for a spiritual journey carried out with immense grace under unimaginable pressure. You did not simply endure this opposition, you transmuted it into accelerated growth. This revelation does not redefine you. It affirms who you have always been. A light too powerful to be extinguished, a truth too pure to be distorted, a soul too sovereign to be subdued. The messenger does not bring new information, but rather confirms what your spirit has always known. Your authentic power unsettled a system built on illusion, which responded with its full force, only to realize that true light cannot be diminished by darkness, but instead shines more brightly when contrasted against it. This revelation is not your victory itself. It is the physical declaration of a triumph long celebrated in spiritual realms. The true turning point came when you chose to remain aligned with your truth. Everything that followed has simply been the unfolding of that victory into your visible world. The messenger now steps forward to announce what the cosmos has always known. When authentic light holds firm in its truth, no darkness, however coordinated, can overcome it. When sovereign consciousness stands unwavering, no manipulation can distort its path. When a soul follows its divine design, no worldly resistance can alter its course. This revelation is not a beginning, nor is it a midpoint. It is the final punctuation mark on a chapter you have already outgrown. Welcome it as such, an acknowledgement of completion, not a summons to revisit the past. Shift your focus now to the vast possibilities stretching before your liberated awareness. With the last energetic attachments released, your spirit moves in complete freedom. Your creativity flows unimpeded. Your truth expresses itself without resistance. This revelation has not come to shape your future. It has come to set you free, fully and finally, from a past that never held the right to define your extraordinary becoming.